handing off the handle, handing off the fiber head. Whether it is for moves that require a handoff or for mirroring moves in front of you, or your favorite concepts, mirror moves with the handoff behind the back. And you can also do 2 handoffs in one move just to pass the whip around your body. And in general, when you're lacing around your body, at every point where you re-wrap the fibers or do your next wrist movement close to the handle, you can as well do a handoff. So there's a lot to play with, and it's worthwhile to practice handoffs. It would take a while and take some practice to really get smooth with this, and this also has to do with the way how you hold your handle in general and how tight your grip is. It's pretty common in all kinds of flow areas that beginners tend to have a rather tight grip, and the more you practice and the more advanced you get, the more your grip will loosen up. So when I'm tracing and lacing, I don't hold my handle in a closed fist like this, really tight, but just in a loose grip, only resting on my fingers, the thumb closing in a bit like this, and when I hold it in that position, I use just enough energy that the handle just will slip out of my hands, but it's not really a tight grip. And this way, the grip is already pretty open, so it leaves a lot of space here for the other hand to touch when I want to do a handoff, as opposed to a tight grip where this hand is in the way because the other hand would have to grab in the same area where this hand is still closing in. The other thing I do is that I constantly adjust my grip to the angles in which I'm tracing or lacing or moving my whip. So if I, for example, come from something like this leg curls, from the bottom, I hold the handle in some kind of pointing downward position. So I get 1 or 2 fingers along here with the handle, maybe closing a bit around the edge here, close to the fibers, and it's in my hand, not across the fingers, but almost in alignment with the longitude of the hand. As opposed when I come from here, my fingers are also pointing upwards in this kind of position, and opening up space here for the other hand to grab from the bottom. So as I said, constantly switching and adjusting the grip here. I'm pretty loose all the time. As for the handoffs themselves, there's not just one correct way of a handoff like this. But you also have all kinds of adjustments to the positions, to the angles in which you're holding your handles and in which you're doing the handoffs. And just give you a few examples how I do my handoffs. One example from this over-the-shoulder trace. There I start in my common grip, and when I'm going around here, tracing over the shoulder on the way around, I move my fingers already a bit upwards, so from this grip to this grip, with one finger here at the top, and there's already a little space here for the other hand, so I can just slip it into the other hand from the top. So the other hand will grab here at the bottom, and when it comes around here, that's on that way, the fingers are moving upwards. So again, I have the same space here again and can drop it in the other hand. So it's always from the top, dropping here. Another example, these mirrored arm traces. There I do left and right a little bit different. So I start here in my right hand on this side. I have it in the grip, the handle across the fingers here, but at the top part of the handle, so close to the fibers, this way. Go around here, and here I have space for the other hand to grab. So the other hand, my left hand will grab here at the bottom, trace around, and it stays at the bottom. So there's still that space left for my right hand to grab here. And so I can continuously, pretty fast, trace in this way. I still need to practice the other way around. So the left hand is grabbing here at the top and the other at the bottom. Another one I demonstrated at the beginning was this. You can also mirror that one. Here I go around the leg. I start in my common grip here, the handle across the fingers. And again, I'm moving my fingers on the way towards the fiber end. So I can push underneath my leg in this position. And here's a space where the other hand can grab the handle. And the other way around, so I'm in this grip again. On the way around, I'm moving here, my fingers, and I can hand off here, the other hand can grab from the top. And there we go. Another kind of mirrored leg traces is this one. The inwards one, so from coming up from the outside down to the inside. And that is one where I prefer the reverse handle grip, so the fibers coming out at the pinky side. The hand-off is here under the leg, and the other hand reaches around the leg, the palm facing upwards, and you can just drop the hammer in the other hand. Coming around, the other hand reaches under, and you can just drop. And this works faster with the reverse grip, at least for me, than the other way around. And then just realize I hold the handle pretty close here to the fiber end, so that there's enough space to let it drop in the other hand. And then moving my fingers up, so there's enough space again for the other hand to grab. Now my favorites, the hand-off behind the back. I use them a lot for these kind of leg curls. And there, one hand more or less rests here at the spine in a back-to-back hand position, the back of your hand facing the back. Really relaxed, palm facing a little bit upward maybe, so just ready to grab the handle. Then you come around, the other hand comes around again. My fingers are pointing here towards the fibers, and then I just slip here into the other hand. Again, here my fingers pointing towards the fibers. Here's this pretty open, the other hand resting at my spine, the other hand coming around and slipping the handle into the other hand. Like this. When I do other moves that come more from the top, like here these elbow traces, arm traces, it's similar, but the hands are more like shovels here, not really back to back facing the spine, but more like this. So they are ready that you can just drop the handle in the other hand. Trace around. Now this hand is here, and you can just drop the handle there. For the other hand, if you want to do a move where you continue lacing, where you continue to guide your fibers, it helps if you're comfortable lacing in a reverse fight grip. Because when you come around, and this hand just passes on the handle, drops it in the other hand, it can just slide off here onto the fibers and lace and a guide in the reverse FiberFlip. The same thing for the other side. I just drop the handle here as my left hand slides onto the fibers and guides the fibers in the reverse flip. You can, of course, also re-grab in a forwards FiberFlip like this, or do your wrist movements. Okay, do the hand off, okay, wrist movement, hand off, and that wrist movement. But for really fast tracing, it helps to just slide off and continue in the reverse FiberFlip. So much, again, a very long tutorial, but I wanted to show and demonstrate different variations, and I hope it helps a bit with the handoffs and mirroring moves and using your non-dominant hand.